Yeah, when you were doing the journalist side, I read in some of your bio, you were there during the earthquake at the World Series.
Yeah, that was a shaking moment. Were you alive for that?
Yeah, I was watching it on TV. So
All
yeah.
right. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was an interesting moment. I was a young reporter at that time, and yeah, when you're from California, an earthquake, it happens, and then you put it aside and you look around and you see all these other people who are freaking out, but you start saying, okay, let's play ball, and then you don't realize that a bridge had collapsed and the city was on fire,
Mhm.
and this was far more serious than we thought it was. It just felt like the ground shook a little bit.
Yeah, I always commend the sports reporters that transition from, we're talking about a game, to
Yeah.
now we're talking about life and death. And I'll relate this to something more recent. The Buffalo Bills player that got hit on the field and went into cardiac arrest. Those guys with ESPN did an amazing job. I'm a paramedic. They did an amazing job telling what was, I knew what was going on, but telling the world what was going on, what was happening, and trying to restore a little bit of calm and then figure out, are we really going to play a game tonight?
I've
Yeah.
always football is such an interesting game in that regard, and I got to cover the NFL for 8 years, and I always wondered. I watched players get bigger, faster, stronger, and with the size and speed of these guys, the collisions are crazy,
Yes.
and I've always wondered, is it just a matter of time before someone gets killed on a field? And some say we did see it that night, and they just brought him back to life. So
Yeah.
you're the paramedic, you know this far more than I do.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He was dead. If it hadn't been for quick thinking staff and with technology now with AEDs, early access to CPR and AED saved his life.
Yes.
Plus, he was in excellent peak physical health. So
Exactly.
that helped a lot too. But
Yeah.
You look at an incident like that and you go, what would have happened if this man had died on the football field? And
mhm.
what uh, America lives in, for lack of a better word, dies for its football every Sunday and Saturday in college towns. Um, what would the appetite be for football if you watched a young man die on national TV? And I think there's a great story there that I'm waiting for someone to write.
I like
Absolutely.
that you're saying, like, because I've thought the same thing too, is they're getting bigger and they're getting more muscular and stuff. That doesn't change the size of their bones. It doesn't change their organs. It's just padding.
Yes. Yeah, and the NFL has a problem right now that hasn't even come down the pike with the whole CTE issue and concussions, and the helmet does not protect you from a concussion because everything happens inside your head. It's your brain sloshing around against your skull.
Yep.
So there's really no way to legislate safety into a game that's not very safe at all. So we'll see where we go from here.
It's going to be interesting. Agreed.